Hey y'all, welcome to the Farm and Pastor's Wife and welcome to the weekend wrap-up, recap. I never know what to call it. But anyway, you know what it is. It's where I'm going to take you along and look. Do you see the cabinet open back there? Yeah, I'm known for that. Anyway, we are going to work in the chicken houses on this video. I'm going to work with some peaches and you just never know what you're going to see. So stay tuned for the weekend recap, and you'll always get the couch time at the end. So stay tuned.
Hey darling, can I tell you what's been on my mind? Sick and tired of the 9 to 5 in the city life. Hey darling, we could get out of town, see the beautiful world around, wanna see it now. Our bags and get in that car, leave a little note and we'll drive real far. Let's get out, we can leave this city. Let's drive to the open air. Yeah, the countryside is...
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Farm and Pastor's Wife. I'm so glad you're here. I guess you can tell if you've been following my channel. When I have my bandana on my hair, you know I'm headed to the chicken houses. We have started setting up for our new flock of chickens. Yesterday we put the feeders down, we put the feeder paper down, we put the hoppers on the feeder lines. And so today we're going to put drinker paper down and put our drinkers down. Now we can get everything done in a day, normally, but we were feeding the football team yesterday and we just took it a little slower. And I had 2 sick little grandbabies to begin with. And so we just kind of divided this up into days. So today we are putting the drinker paper down and the drinkers down and so forth. So I am headed over there. Now, it is 67 degrees. It's Saturday morning. It's not going to get much warmer than this, which is fine. We're in the chicken houses, but it's raining, and we need the gator over there. Bryant has already gone over there because he's helping a neighbor do something. So he's actually already, well, he's at the neighbor's house, but he'll meet us at the farm. And so I've got to drive the gator in the rain. So, and it's not enclosed. I do have a windshield. So, anyway, I got to grab a towel to dry the seat off. And I'll meet you guys over at the chicken houses. Okay, everybody, we're here in the chicken houses. And you can see they've put drinker paper out behind me. And I'm actually crossing over the fence, going back here where we're not going to have chickens to begin with. As they grow, we'll put them in this part. But what I'm going to do is, because we let the drinkers, because we let the drinkers down to the ground where they can reach it, sometimes there's something in this pulley system. There's like it is so... I don't know who figured it all out, but there's a pulley system that lets down the drinkers. And we have a wind sensor that also comes down. I don't know if you can see that board right there. It is a wind sensor, so it tells us how much airflow is going through here, especially when we're in tunnel, which is in the heat and when the birds get big and we have to go into tunnel. But there's a sensor that sometimes gets caught on these drinker lines that catches the drinker line and won't let it down. So I just go ahead and come in here and we lower the sensor, and that's what I'm trying to do. So I'm gonna have to cut the camera off because I need both hands. Okay, so here is the wind sensor that I have just let down. It blows these little cups around and it tells us how much airflow we have. But now our drinker lines can come down easily. So, all right, we're gonna start putting down drinkers. Okay guys, I think I mentioned in my other video that we had some fences that needed mending. You can see some sparks going over there. That's what Bryant and Isaac are doing now. They're cutting some new fences. We bought some new fences. They're cutting out the divots for the drinker, the feeder, and so forth. So they're cutting those little slits that those things go down into. And so they are creating a new fence for us. Okay guys, Bryant's going to come and lower the drinkers. And you see this drill with this long line. There's actually a hook at the bottom of that long pole. And it hooks into the pulleys on the system, on the ceiling, and it lowers our, he puts it in reverse of course, and it lowers down our drinkers. So I'm going to go down to the fence about halfway mark, or the end of the brood section, and help guide it into the divots in the fences that you just saw him cutting. Or I don't know if I got that on video or not, but anyway, he cuts the little slits in the fence, and yeah, I'll just guide him down in those little holes. All right, you can see the drinker line starting to come down. Here is our little divot in the fence that we have cut out. And I will just guide it through there. Okay guys, you can see this regulator tube coming down as well. I'll go through and stand all of these up. We have several on each line. Okay everyone, so Bryant and our help have gone to put curtains down, put any extra feed out, and be sure the heat, you know, I guess they're going to turn the heat on and everything. I need to be in the office getting the paperwork caught up. Because of vacation, I have neglected the paperwork. So, that's what yikes. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here is the rain that I've got to drive home in this gator. Our work here is done. I think the boys are still doing a little something. My paperwork is done. So, yep. Alright, I'll see you guys next time I video. Okay guys, we told you we'd do some extra feeding, and so they're filling up buckets from our hopper feed, or our feed fill system. And each half, or each quarter, gets 2 buckets. So we'll fill 2 buckets, 2 buckets, 2 buckets, and 2 buckets. And Bryant's going to start, just walk down the paper and he just starts dumping. All right, everybody, the one last thing we have to do is lower the curtains. You know, because we keep the biddies in this half of the house, in the center portion. And so the front half is blocked off and the far back half is blocked off. And it's blocked off by these curtains. So he is going to be lowering the curtains. And again, it's on another pulley system. Lots of strings and cords. This also keeps the heat in this center portion where the biddies will be, and they need a lot of heat, so we keep the curtain closed, not only to block them off, but also to keep it warm where they are.
Here we are, everybody. We've got the chicken houses set up. There is the farming pastor's wife
Hello.
right there. And she is doing what?
Canning peaches. Peaches and syrup.
Canning peaches.
This.
Tell me about the process.
Right now, I'm just peeling and slicing them up, and we're doing this together. And some jars have chunks and some have slices, but that's okay. They're still going to be delicious.
Who's right and who's wrong?
It doesn't. I'm right. I'm always right. Just kidding.
Just joking.
Just joking.
Jesus is always right.
That's right. And I normally leave this red stuff, but that seed wanted to leave a little bit in there. So I'm just slicing each half in quarters.
My question is this: what's that cracker for?
In case I get hungry.
In case you get hungry.
In case I get hungry.
Just wondering.
Okay, and over here in this pot, I've got 5 cups of water and 3 1/4 cups of sugar, and it's already started to brown a little bit, the sugar, so I had to cut it off.
And that's going to be your brine for
That's
your
our
peaches?
syrup,
Okay.
yeah. And this is my water bath. It may be hot. And that's just water and a little bit of vinegar.
Water, a little bit of vinegar, and you're going to put your cans in there once you get your broth, your water, your syrup on it, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And I'll just process them in the water bath.
You keep dicing and slicing, and we'll bring them back when it's time to put the syrup in.
All right.
Now she's putting her syrup in.
Yep, and I'm filling it, about a 1/2 inch headspace.
How hot did you get your syrup?
I just needed to melt. It's hot, but the main thing was to melt the sugar.
Now, how long have you had that funnel?
Well, I know it's at least 50 years
The funnel is 50 years old. How do you
At
know?
least 50.
How do you know that?
Because it's the one my mama has used to can with all of her life.
So, and also too, the little tongs that you get it out over there, the green handled
Yeah,
tongs.
those were hers too.
Those were your
Antiques.
mom's too? Yep.
Antiques.
Antiques. Kind of like my wife.
Very much like your wife.
Because you considered antique after what?
Isn't it 30?
I thought it was 50.
Maybe 50.
How old are you, Mom?
I'm 50.
But she's a beautiful antique, isn't she? All right, guys. She's going to continue to fill. She's got a few more to fill with the syrup there, and then we're going to put them in the water bath. What she's doing now, you don't always have to do, but what she's took some white distilled vinegar. She's put a little bit on a napkin or a paper towel. Reason being is because that syrup is very sticky because it's got a lot of sugar in it. And one of the things to making sure that you have good peaches is your cans have got to seal. If they don't seal, it's not going to be any good. And that sugar can possibly cause that ring not to seal very well. Remember?
Any debris on your lid
Yep.
so you want to wash it off just so your lid seals really good.
Yep. And so that's what she's done there. Now she's putting her lids on, and she's going to be putting her rings on, and then she's going to put it in this water bath that's rolling right here. How long is it going in the water bath
I'm
for,
not sure. I
sweetie?
gotta look it up. I'm thinking 20 minutes,
Okay.
but I'm not sure.
All right, we'll look it up. We'll let you know whenever we film that portion. On the rings, you don't get them too super tight.
Just fingertip tight.
Because what we do, which is a little different than what other people do, is once they seal, tomorrow we'll take these rings off and we'll use the rings again. I remember when I was growing up, we didn't take the rings off. My mom and my dad, they didn't take the rings off. And so when it was time to open a can of green beans, it had been on the shelf for about a year. Katie barred the door.
The lid was rusted off.
You could not get those rings off. But anyway, that's why we take those rings off early on. And so it really helps. So she's going to complete this. We'll bring you back in a second. Here we go, placing them in the water bath. She's got, I think it's 8 pint jars.
8 pints.
8 pints.
Don't ask me how many peaches that was.
I can tell you how many peaches it was.
Oh no,
14.
that's not a good sign.
That's not a good sign. Hang on, we've got a malfunction. I believe we just had a jar to crack. So let me see what we got going on here, guys. Back to filming. We did have a malfunction,
We
didn't
had
we?
a catastrophe, but those things are to be expected in canning.
Yep. You get the live and the real here?
Yep.
No.
And
no.
what it was a cheap jar, and it just exploded.
Cheap jar?
Yeah, I think it was like a mayonnaise jar or something.
All right.
that may be the same kind of jar.
8 pints of peaches. Now 7 pints of peaches.
Yep.
All right, we're going to put the lid on it.
I probably should, and since I didn't, I should have used this in the bottom just to make them sturdy. But usually when I have 8, it fills it up. But oh well. We're putting the lid on and we're processing now.
How long?
I haven't looked yet.
Okay, hang tight.
Okay, everybody. First, I'm fixing to get these out of the water, but you know we had the catastrophe of one break. Let me tell you, there were several things that could have prevented that.
Catastrophe.
That one, this also keeps, not only does it keep them sturdy, but it keeps them up off the heat. And with a gas stove, I'm just learning how to can with this gas. So, it's a little bit more important than it has been for me in the past. Second of all, use a good jar. Thirdly, I had turned my water on a little too soon. So it was really good and hot. Not only was it good and hot, but I had had my peaches in the refrigerator before peeling them and slicing them. So it was cold and hot colliding. So learn from my mistakes. I'm not perfect. I know how to can, but I was in a hurry and I just didn't think things through well enough. So now I'm going to have to wash these jars because they're all going to be sticky. Very, very sticky.
That looks good, Mom.
Looks delicious.
Look at that golden, what was golden when we pulled it out?
It is golden.
The syrup.
Look.
Look at there. Don't that look good? Let's open a can.
I can't wait to have these. They've got to be cold. I can't
Tell
wait to have
them what you're going to eat it on.
with cottage cheese.
Cottage cheese.
Is there any other way?
Yeah.
I know a lot of people don't like cottage cheese, but I love cottage cheese and peaches.
Yep. She does.
Now, hopefully, in a little bit, we'll start hearing the pings.
Ping, ping, ping.
If we don't start hearing the pings, then
we'll eat them tomorrow.
we'll be eating peaches really fast.
So, all right, guys. Hang tight. You can watch the rest of the video.
Amazing.
Here at the movies, guys.
I'm trying. It's just
We'll let you know what it is and how we like it.
see it yourself.
Okay, guys, we did go to the movies last night. It was a great movie. It's called Life Mark. It's a Christian movie. Excellent, excellent, excellent. It only plays for a few days, so if you're able to catch it at your theater, you need to go see it. So we're home. We've been to church. We're home. This is Sunday. And I stuck one of the jar of peaches in the refrigerator.
Pretty they are.
They're beautiful.
Pretty they are.
I hope they taste as pretty as they look. So anyway, so we're home. We haven't had lunch yet, but I'm dying for him to try the peaches. So I'm going to video him trying the peaches.
All right, here it goes. Look there. Beautiful, golden. Listen here.
Woohoo! Love that sound.
Yep. I need a spoon too. Why do I need a spoon?
To get the juice.
Yeah, let's try that first. Here we go. Oh, delicious. Good and sweet.
We should have got cottage cheese.
We did not get
Dadgum, we should have got cottage
We
cheese.
can get some later. Oh, that is delicious. You want to bite, Mom?
Yes, I do.
All right, hang on. Let's turn the camera around. Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Sure.
I'm ready.
Hang on.
He's going to feed himself.
That's the bomb.
They are delicious. I ain't going to show y'all what you just did.
That is really good.
They are so good. So
Good flavor, good and sweet.
we need
That's a
cottage
win.
cheese.
That's a win-win.
All right, we'll do couch time in just a minute. I gotta fix him something to eat first.
Hey
everybody, we're here at couch time.
Here it is, Sunday afternoon.
Y'all, those peaches were so good.
They were really good.
I'm like so impressed. And I have some extra peaches, so I know what we'll be doing. We'll be canning some more peaches and syrup.
So, and that was her first time.
Yeah. I normally freeze my peaches, and I'll go ahead and make my peach cobbler mix and freeze that. But this is the first time canning it, so they were so good.
The problem is we're going to run out of jars. That's the problem. What do you think?
just go buy some more.
But anyway, so hey, hope you guys have enjoyed this week. Got a hodgepodge, us getting back in the saddle, setting up chicken houses. She did a few odd and end things. One was with leftovers. Hey, Monday was our family breakfast time. It was Labor Day holiday, and the whole family gathered around the table for breakfast.
For one last hurrah from our vacation.
Yep. So hope you guys enjoyed all the special videos this week. We just checked the we call it the salad patch. That's basically where the collard greens, turnip greens, mustard, the gardens. Tell them how it's looking.
Looking great. The collards are still a little iffy, but like I said, we planted those very sparse because it wasn't a big pack of seeds. So there's only a few in that, but the other ones we just we just broadcasted them because we had so many, and they're coming up great. My cabbage looks wonderful. Everything's looking good. The
collards are so sparse, I'm concerned the grass may overtake them.
Yeah. The grass may grow faster than the collards, and we may not know what's what. I'll know collards once it gets big, but I don't want the grass to suffocate them or strangle them out.
I got an idea.
What?
You could go out there with a pair of scissors and just cut the grass around the collards. Think that'll work?
I don't have that kind of time.
Or patience, right?
Or patience. There you go.
Hey, you guys have asked a lot of great questions seeing the setup this week. One of the things that we get pretty regularly is, wow, it's a large operation. Wow, I didn't know that much work went into it. And it is, it really is. And the unique thing is, everything you see us do, we do 4 or 5 times a year because we get them in, we set them up, we grow them, we get rid of them, we crust and we pulverize and we spread litter, and then boom, we do it all over again.
Do it all over again.
And so, but anyway, one of the common questions we get is how many chickens are in a house? Roughly about 23,000 birds in a house.
And we have 6 houses.
6 houses. So that gives you a general idea. Usually about 132 to 138,000 birds, just depending on how many hatch out that day. We get what they hatch out, so they send them right to us.
And there's things you don't see, like the mowing and the weed eating and taking care of the place. And we have to weed eat because our birds are organic, so we can't spray anything anywhere around the chicken houses. So it's a continual work, always doing something. And
so you guys get to see today. I don't know if she introduced Ethan.
I may have just got him on the camera. I don't think I introduced him.
And Kempton that was helping. You'll see them helping us set up yesterday. But hey, anyway. But we just want to come to you real quickly as we wrap the week up. And I always share a little bit about the sermon on Sunday's wrap up. So I just want to share that with you guys.
Today, a great service.
Today, the title of the message was Living Proof. You are the living proof that Christ is alive. I went with John chapter 9, I believe it was, verses 12 or 13 through 25. I dealt with a young man that was blind from birth. He'd been blind all of his life. And Jesus spit in the mud, spit in the dirt, which is God. But Jesus spit in the dirt, put him on his eyes, and then he told him to go wash in the pool of Siloam. And then he went and washed, and then he was able to see after that. Then there was a great controversy. The Pharisees didn't believe that Jesus was the one that did it, didn't believe he was the Son of God. They criticized Jesus for doing it on a Sunday or the Sabbath, which was a Saturday, but for us it's a Sunday. They criticized him doing it on the holy day, the Sabbath day. Then they called his parents in because they weren't satisfied with just ridiculing Jesus. They began to guess, well, this ain't the same guy. This is a different guy. It looks like him, but it's a different guy. And so they called the parents in. They asked the question to the parents, hey, is this really your son? And the parents were in fear because they had said anybody that trusted in Jesus would be thrown out of the synagogue. Parents were very religious people, very spiritual people. They didn't want to get kicked out of the synagogue, so they played it politically correct. They said, hey, he's 18 years old. He's a man. You ask him. Because if the son answered, they would possibly throw him out of the synagogue. If the parents answered, they would throw them out of the synagogue. And so they got to the young man and they asked him, they said, what really happened? He says, you know what? I don't know this Jesus you're talking about. You say he's a sinner? I don't know if he is or not. Did he break any rules? I'm not sure. I don't know. He said, this is the one thing I do know. I was blind, but now I what?
See.
But now I see. Hey, does that remind you of an old hymn that you know? Amazing Grace. When it talks about how sweet the sound that saved the wretch like me. I once was blind, Or once was lost, now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. So long story short, my 3 points was this. The Pharisees put God in a box, put Jesus in a box. They limit what he could do because of their perception of who he was. Some of you may limit God and what he's trying to do in your life because you don't think he moves that way. You don't think he works that way. You think he only works under this condition or that condition or here or there. And sometimes we don't see what God is doing because we discredit him before he's able to move. Some of you think some of the maybe trivial things in your life that happens, you may think they're just coincidences. Hey, it may be God moving and working, but you're just not giving him credit for it. And then some of you are like the parents. You know that God has moved. You know that that's your son, but you're scared to speak up because of the consequences of those around you. Whether you're going to be ridiculed by your friends, you're going to be ostracized by your friends. You're like the parents. You've got duct tape on your mouth, and they're wanting to hear and needing to hear the exciting things about what God's doing in your life, but you're scared to do it because of how you think perception will be, or the consequences that's going to come from you being strong in your faith and sharing your faith. I told the congregation this morning, I told them this, and I'll tell you the same thing. If the people in your circle have no idea where you go to church yet, or they have no idea some of the recent sermons that your pastor has preached that really spoke to your heart, if some of the people in your circle do not know those things, that tells me that you're kind of like the parents, because you're scared of consequences. That's why you're not speaking. You're scared of being ridiculed. That's why you're not sharing. You're scared of being labeled. So that's why you have duct tape on your mouth and you're holding on the inside what Jesus is doing or has done, instead of letting it be vocalized through your voice and through your actions. Then lastly, you got the Pharisees, starts with a P. You got the parents, start with a P. And lastly, you got the patient, the young man that Jesus touched. He says, you know what, I don't know all the details, but this is what I do know. I was blind, but now I see. We need to be like the patient. We need to tell people exactly what Jesus has done.
And be the proof.
Yeah, be the living proof. There's a lot of things in my life, I don't know how Jesus did it, but he did it. There's a lot of things in my life, I don't know why he did it, but he did it. There's a lot of things I'm still praying for that he hadn't done, but I know that he can do, and I'm trusting that he will, because we walk by faith and not by sight. And so, hey, just want to give you those encouraging words
Hey, I
today.
like what you shared on social media this morning. You want to tell him that? That was pretty good.
That
was pretty profound.
Profound.
Even for you. Just kidding.
I didn't find that funny. It says, I want to thank you, Jesus, for the things that you have prevented,
Provided. Okay.
and provided.
I thought provided came first.
No, prevented came first. Because, hey, oftentimes he prevents things first so he can provide what we need. Because oftentimes what we ask for is not always what we need. But he knows what Father knows best. Father knows best.
Father knows best.
See, I was making sure she was paying attention. So anyway, hey, hope you guys enjoyed that. Pray that you have. Thank you for joining in. Hey, we're almost at 100,000 subscribers. Have you guys seen that? We're right about 95,000. I think we're 94,562. I'm not sure, but anyway, hey, we're on the cusp of Leslie getting that YouTube platinum play button, and during the vacation, we seen a tick up. How we got a lot of subscribers.
We need to take another vacation.
Need to take another vacation. Yeah, we saw a tick up. I don't know if YouTube and the algorithm was throwing it out there, suggesting it to travelers or what. I don't know what they were doing, but hey, anyway, whatever. If it's traveling, if it's vacation, if it's insurance, if it's investing, I don't care. Hey, YouTube, send it out there to everybody so we can get Leslie to 100,000 subscribers. So, all right, Mom.
Okay. Well, let me tell you. Let's travel back just a second before we end this video. You saw me bust a jar in the canner, and I think I came back and explained all the things I did wrong with that. The main thing is I turned my water on
Too soon.
I could have left the water just cold and then stuck the jars in there and then turned it on, and it would have been fine. What happened was my peaches had come out of the refrigerator, so they were cold when I sliced them up. Put them in a jar and then stuck them in hot water, and it just, and I didn't have that one jar was probably not the best of all jars. So anyway, just so you know, but it didn't hurt the taste of the rest of them because they're really, really, really good.
Really good. Hey, tune in tomorrow. Chicken pie.
Yep, we're
Good
doing
old
homemade
southern,
chicken pie.
good old southern
Not
homemade.
chicken pot pie.
Not chicken pot pie. No carrots, no peas, no none of that, right?
Right.
Right. Chicken pie. Like
Chicken pie.
Like grandma made.
Yep. And we're gonna do. You want fried cabbage?
Fried cabbage, coleslaw.
And I don't think I'm gonna do coleslaw. I'm holding off on the coleslaw.
Coleslaw and pintos.
And green beans.
Green
And
beans?
peach cobbler. And
Peach
cornbread.
cobbler. Oh, it's going to be a fattening meal. So pay attention. See you on Monday afternoon about 4 to 5 o'clock. That's when she tries to upload, but it don't always happen. So.
Yep, I try.
All right. See you guys.
All right, bye y'all. Thank you for watching The Farm and Pastor's Wife. We love you. And remember, the grease is hot enough. You can fry anything. Bye
guys.
y'all.
Hey, one thing real quick. Did I tell you guys about the insurance agent that was trying to sell insurance to Adam and Eve? Did I tell you about it?
Yeah.
He says, we've got you covered. Bye, guys.